Hey, thanks for clicking on my video. So I'm Johnny Hazell. This is the Johnny Hazell channel, and it is dedicated to all things powerlifting and strength training. Now, to kick off the launch of this cool new channel, I'm going to do a series reviewing free online powerlifting programs. Now, these powerlifting programs must meet three criteria to me. Sorry, I just ate an Oreo. My mouth. Okay, so the three criteria must follow. The first one is it must be free, okay, free of charge. Secondly, it must be in an Excel spreadsheet format and downloadable. And number three, it must meet my criteria and get my stamp of approval of being a well-designed, safe, sensibly planned program. So there are some programs out there that you might think, oh, why didn't you do this one? Well, because it didn't get my stamp of approval. So I thought I'd clear that up first. So let's dive straight into the Bill Starr 5x5 program. Quick background on this, Bill Starr, he came up with this program in, I think, 1976. Since then, there has been a lot of variations, a lot of rip-offs, like the Strongest 5x5, Mad Cow, and some other bodybuilding style programs. But the first one, the Bill Starr Linear 5x5 program, is fantastic. Now, this is a variation of the original one. It's not the true original 1976 Bill Starr one. I chose this one because I believe it's best for powerlifters. So there we go. Backstory done. This section right here, now this is the instructions, explains the program. If you find yourself confused or you want to do a bit of light reading on the toilet, just read this section right here. But you don't really need to if you're watching this video, because I will explain everything that's stated in here, but better. So let's start with this section right here. This is important. So this is where you put your current max. Okay, so let's say the squat. Let's say I did a 700-pound squat and I did it for 5 reps. Okay, as you can see right here, has to be less than 12 reps. So I've said 5 reps. It has then calculated my estimated 1 rep max, which is 788 pounds, and my 5 rep max, which is 700, which I already knew. Now this section right here, LB increase, this is how much you add to the bar each training session, how much you overload and increase each training session. In this situation, for the squat is 5 pounds. And my advice for all these lifts, the squat, the bench, the row, the incline, the deadlift, keep these as it is, especially when you start the program. Now, if you find later on maybe it's too easy, you can add 5 pounds or 2.5 pounds. If you find it too difficult, you can reduce it by 2.5 to 5 pounds. Up to you, but at least start with the default amount that's stated on the spreadsheet right here. The next column, the next section, which is percent to reset. This is used to determine what your day one, week one starting weight is for all these main lifts. So you take 7% of your 5 rep max and you deduct it by that and then round it to the nearest 5. So let's do the maths. As we can see, we take 700 pounds. We find what our 7% of that is. It's 49. And then we deduct it from 700 pounds, and it's 651 pounds. But you might be looking right here and saying, well, it says 650. Not the same, right? Well, that's where this part comes into play. The smallest weight increment. This is rounding it to the nearest 5, the nearest rounded number. So 651 is not the nearest rounded number is 650. So you take it down to 650 based on the fact that you put 5 in here. If we put 2.5 in here, if my maths are right now, it doesn't change it for this one, but it did change it for the bench press. So for example, it went from 275 to 272.5. So the fact that I changed this smallest weight increment to 2.5, it adjusted that to the nearest 2.5. So anyway, that's the logic behind it. So that's why that's 650, not 651. So maths done, the boring part. Okay, so now we can start the program. Now you've calculated that, all of that. So day one, week one, Monday, the heavy day. I don't really think it is, but we'll come back to that later. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 5 for a total of 25 reps. So that's quite a high volume. Okay, so that could be why it's the heavy day, 5 sets, 5. Now, with exception to week 1, which you have already calculated your top set heavy weight. Now, in this column right here, this row, sorry, and this row, anything highlighted in red is your top set, your heaviest set. Okay, so that's what I mean by top set. That is determined, with exception to week 1, which is determined by the reset. It's determined by basically taking, for Monday, last week's Friday's top set. Okay, so as you can see here, it says equals D70. So let's go find it. D70. So here's 70, here's D. So it's 660. So we take that weight of 660, we put it here. So last week we did it for 3 reps, now we're doing it for 5. And that is Monday squat, bench, and rows top heavy set. Now the first 4 sets leading up to that top heavy set are all calculated based off that top heavy set. So let's click on this one for example. It is 63% of this cell right here, D33, which is this top heavy set. So we do, for this session, we start with 50% of our top heavy set, 63, 75, 88, and then we do the top heavy set. Now that applies for the bench press, and it applies for the pendulum rows. Same logic, with exception to week 1, which is already determined by the reset percentage. Now what we do here, I've highlighted the power clean because we did not do the power clean. Now I could ramble on about this for quite a while, but I won't. So the power clean is really better suited to an Olympic lifter, not a power lifter. Okay, I've done this before and I didn't find it to be very beneficial. I didn't see a lot of strength carry over to my deadlift, especially so. It was good for explosivity, but I didn't see the same carryover as I saw for the row. The power clean takes a lot of time to get right, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of stress into getting the technique, your form, the cues perfect. Why are you wasting so much time, energy, and resources on trying to perfect a technique for a lift that you will never actually do when you go to a meet? The pendulum row is far more simple. Far more simple. You can get it waxed within a couple of months maximum. Okay, and it also has far bigger strength carryover to strengthen creating a stronger back and especially a stronger deadlift. So that's why we tell that to basically go to hell. We're not doing that. Okay, so you finish that with 2 assistance exercises, weighted hyperextensions, 2 sets of, let's say, 10 to 12, 10 to 15, and 4 sets of sit-ups, weighted sit-ups, so holding onto a weight plate, and you do that for anything from 12 to 30 reps. So when you then take a day off on Tuesday, come back to the gym Wednesday, it's your light day. So it's not as high intensity as the heavy day on Monday. So you've got this light day between your heavy and your medium day, which gives you more time to recover and rest. You can't do 3 heavy days a week. So this time we are doing 4 sets of 5 for a total of 20 reps. Yes, I'm that good at maths. And for the squat, you are doing basically what you did on Monday, repeating it pretty much, because as we can see it says D equals 29. So we're doing 50% of Monday's top heavy set. Yep, as we can see right here, 50%. We're then doing set number 2, which is 63% of Monday's top heavy set. We're then doing for set number 3, D31, we are doing third set, which was 75% of that top heavy set, and then we repeat that again. We do D31 again, so 70%, 75% of that day's top heavy set. So that's probably why it's a light day, because the first exercise you do of the day, you basically have already done that on Monday, minus the 2 top heavier sets that you performed, these ones, because it's just these first 3 sets. Okay, so once you've done that, this is where you start setting some new PBs for the week. Okay, so you're going to start with the incline press. If you run this program again, you can do the military press. We do 4 sets of 5. Now, with exception to week 1, which is calculated using the reset formula, you basically take what you did last Wednesday and you add the pound increase, which in this case is 5 pounds, because we did state up here, incline press, 5 pounds. So that's the logic behind that for that top heavy set. And first set, 63%, 75, 88%, and then the top heavy set. Same applies for the deadlift as it did for the incline press. Now I've highlighted the high pulls. Why? Because why would you do high pulls as your deadlift for the week? You only got one deadlift session a week. Why are you replacing that with high pulls? No, you do the deadlift. Okay, so you do 4 sets of 5. And again, same principle applies for that top heavy set. You just take what you did last Wednesday plus 10 pounds, because in this case, as we said up here, we wanted to increase by 10 pounds each training session. And another reason this could be a light day is because you're only doing 1 assistance exercises, and you're doing not just basic body weight sit-ups for 3 sets of as many reps as possible, anywhere from 12 to 30 reps, based on how strong your core is at that point in time. And then you take a day off, Thursday for recovery. Okay, that is a day off. Don't go back to the gym and just do some barbell curls or some lat pull downs. No, a complete day off and recovery from the gym. This is a medium intensity day. I disagree with that, but we'll come back to that later. You're doing a total of 31 reps for each of these exercises, all 3 exercises, not one, for the squat, the bench, and the row. So your top heavy set for Monday is basically, and all the other weeks, you take what you did on Monday for this day. So the top heavy set for Friday, you take what you did on Monday. As we can see, it's highlighted this cell right here. So the top heavy set for Monday. And you add 10 pounds to it. Because as you can see, when we come back up here, you'll see the highlighted cell LB increase, and it's 10. So you just add 10 pounds to it. And for this week, you just, this set, you just do 3 reps, not 5. Okay, so that's your new PB for the week. And then for the final set, you do 75% of the top heavy set for that day for 8 reps. Okay, so you add a little bit of volume there by doing 8 reps after that heavy top set for 3 reps. Same applies for the bench, the same applies for the row. Again, we don't do power cleans, so that can just go to hell. And then you finish the session off with 3 assistance exercises. Now, these aren't necessarily easy assistance exercises, which is why I also don't believe this is necessarily a medium intensity day, because you're also, number 1, hitting a new PB for all 3 lifts. You do 31 reps, and you're doing 3 pretty difficult assistance exercises. First one is the sort of chest-focused weighted dips, 3 sets of 5 to 8. So that's kind of more strength training than hypertrophy. If you're doing 3 sets of 5 to 6. Barbell curls, okay, not too difficult. And then tricep extension, lying tricep extension, where you're isolating the tricep. This is hard work. These are not easy at all. So again, that's a pretty tough assistance exercise routine to do on Friday after 2 training days already. So that is the program, summarized, done. It's really simple, which is why I give this program a good 9 out of 10, because it's really simple, straightforward, it's all on one sheet, easy to follow, easy to read, and unlike the grayscale, it's not too intimidating when you first look at it. Okay, I've done lots of highlighting, which makes it a little bit more confusing, but generally when you take that all out, it's very simple and straightforward. Now, what I like about this program is the frequency of squatting, 3 sessions a week. Okay, brilliant. Gives you that additional frequency and volume to let your squat catch up with your deadlift when you're a novice lifter. I like the fact you've got 2 bench sessions a week and 1 pressing accessory exercise, and you've got a choice between military or incline press based on where your sticking point is, your weak point is in your bench press. Fantastic. And you're doing some decent volume at some pretty good intensity levels for the deadlift, unlike you were doing with the grayscale. I love the exercise selection for the assistance lifts. I love them. Just these old school traditional powerlifting, weightlifting style lifts, like the weighted sit-ups, the weighted hypers, tricep extensions, weighted dips. I love these sort of old school exercises that don't use these fancy Hammersmith machines or cables, just the old school stuff. I really like that. I like the idea of the percent to reset to calculate your week 1 starting weight. It's very simple, very easy to follow. And all the default settings that are already in here are perfect for when someone who's just picking this program up and starting it from scratch. So yeah, all in all, it's a good 9 out of 10. So that program's done. I've reviewed that. The next one in the series is a little bit more complicated. So the NSUNS 531 linear program. If you like this video, Make sure that you like it, subscribe, turn on notifications because I'll be doing a lot more videos. And if you have any ideas on programs you want me to review, just write in the comments below. Check out my social media. I live in Phuket, Thailand. I've got lots of cool content, stuff that I do out here. I do powerlifting, traveling around Thailand. If you've got any questions about wanting to come out here on holiday, do a fitness retreat in Thailand, just drop me a message and I can help you out. So all in all, stay safe, keep lifting, and thanks for watching this video.